I used to fill our home with so many things that I thought a great homemaker needed in order to thrive and make things cozy and be productive. And then I started on a health journey and started realizing that a lot of those things were actually harming our bodies. If we haven't met before, my name is Anne Marie, and I am here because I am so excited to empower all of us to so love our home life that we can embrace our one calling. So today, I am sharing 30 toxic things that I no longer buy because I so value our health. And this is in no way to judge or criticize or any of that. If you do those things and it works for your family, that is awesome. I am here to encourage and to share our journey because once upon a time, somebody have shared those things for me and I was able to do some research and learn more about it. The first few things are processed foods, sugar, pre-baked and pre-made foods from the grocery store, and frozen meals. When Mike and I started on this health journey, we wanted to attack the root of the problem, which was my IBS, because I've had IBS for the longest time and I was just sick and tired of being sick. And so we wanted to attack that root and see if there was anything we could do to help that. And along our research, we found out that a lot of the nutrition and how we eat is really have a big factor in our health. And so we started taking out some of the things that were talked about, like chicken. And then we took out turkey and then pork and then beef. And then that didn't work. So we went full on vegetarian. And then after that, vegan and then plant based. And then again, none of that worked. And so we found this whole 30 reset program. And I thought it was going to be it and it was going to be amazing. So we went on that a whole 30 for 30 days and it was absolutely amazing. I felt awesome. So then we went on paleo lifestyle, and that was awesome. And we were doing CrossFit at a time, and so it was very talked about in our community. And so I was like, "This is it! Like I am fixed." And then I was still sick, less often, but I was still sick. And I was like, "Okay, well, let's see if there's something else we can do." And then I found a low FOD map, and we went on that, and it was awesome as well. Understanding how some foods could trigger me, for example, pasteurized milk. If I had a quarter cup, it was fine. A half cup, that was too much. And then I would feel some IBS symptoms. And it was just so amazing to tune into my body so much. And then so I kind of did paleo slash low FODMAP for the longest time and like kind of just ate a little healthier and really whole foods and just keeping in mind those things that I've learned along the way. And then I found the animal based lifestyle. And it sounded so amazing. I did tons of research around that. And ever since that we started on the animal based lifestyle, my body has healed so much. I seriously haven't had any IBS symptoms in the longest time. I will say though, because I get that often where I say that I don't buy frozen meals, and then people go in our freezer and they're like, but you have frozen fruits. Frozen fruits are not meals. And so it is when we read the labels, there's only mangoes or strawberries, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's no preservative. There's no crazy stuff, labels that I can't read. Any marketing that says natural, clean, gluten free, dairy free, peanut free, and all of these things. I guess they could go under the processed foods because that would be processed. So I guess what I'm trying to say is every food that God has not created, but the men had created. Any liquid that is not water. So juice, flavored water, pop, any bubbly, any cute little thing that tastes so good because it's full of sugar. And I'm not talking about here buying a fruit and then pressing it out and using the juice out of that, because there is difference between natural sugar and added sugar. And so if we're using a fruit and pressing the juice out, then that's fine. We still don't do that. But I'm talking about really the yummy, sugary drink and the boxes, the juices, and all of these cute things that is awesome and tastes so good. Yeah, Micah does drink sometimes some no sugar added energy drink, but for me, I don't like the bubbly aspect to that. I just love my water. Pasteurized dairy. Micah and I had completely ditched dairy when we were on a Whole30 reset program and then a paleo lifestyle. And it was awesome because we realized that a lot of the triggers was because of dairy, and everything has dairy. When we read the labels, it is crazy how so much things have dairy. And on the animal based lifestyle, we realized that raw dairy was working just great for my body. So we've been able to have raw cheese, and it's absolutely amazing. We get our raw cheese from Costco with like massive packs for like $30, and we get 3 of those, and it's awesome. It is so good, and I'm so excited that we can have cheese again. And it's actually suggested to have raw milk in the animal-based lifestyle, and I haven't been there yet. I am so first, we're not really a big milk drinker family, but I'm just not wanting to be sick or have any chance to be sick. And so we haven't touched the raw milk yet. Seed oils. So canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower, safflower, corn, sesame oil, all of these different seed oils. Animal based is the best way to cook in. They have a very high resistance to heat, and they are just absolutely amazing. When we do our research, we realize all these things that seed oils is very not the greatest for our bodies. And so Micah and I like to have our raw butter or ghee in our tallow. We do have coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil. We do not cook in them, but it's more so for some homemade different things that I'm making in our home. I want to share a disclaimer that we personally don't buy any peanut oil, but because Micah loves his peanut butter, we do buy peanut butter. And when it's a natural peanut butter, the oil actually separates itself from the peanut butter. And that is peanut oil. Gum, we're basically chewing a piece of plastic. And so we buy mints instead. Coffee at home. I know that is a big one. I personally absolutely love coffee. So please don't shoot the messenger. When Micah and I had gone on a Whole30 reset program, we were allowed to drink coffee, just black. And I was the kind of caramel macchiato kind of girl. And so that was a big shock for me. And I was like, there is no way I'm going to be drinking black coffee. It tastes disgusting. I've always said that in all my life. I would never drink black coffee. I don't even know how you do it. And yeah, it probably sounded like that. And start to realize is that if I'm not able to drink my coffee black, it was either because I didn't know how to drink coffee or I thought the coffee was disgusting. And then so I started looking into that a little bit more and had like real espresso kind of coffee that was absolutely rich and awesome. And so I started doing that and I started being able to drink black coffee. And now I am absolutely not able to drink any caramel macchiato because it tastes disgusting. There's filled of sugar. I'm not able to drink it anymore, which is a good problem to have, I guess. So I kind of like doing a little challenges. So I'd done multiple 30-day without coffee challenges and I absolutely love that because it stretches my body and I like to be out of my comfort zone. And so we've done a few of those. And last time I'd done that, I was like, I thought it was awesome because it stressed myself, but I really like coffee. So what's the point of giving up coffee if I love coffee so much? And so went back on coffee and we had some delicious Nespresso. One day we ran out because I did not plan my coffee purchase accordingly. And so we ran out. And that day I did not have coffee. And my body went into this crazy withdrawal. Had this massive fog and migraine, and I was just so sick on the couch, couldn't do anything, and just big withdrawal. That's when I realized that is the kind of symptoms and just withdrawal that drugs, not that I know, but I've heard that drugs would create on my body. And so, does that mean that coffee is a drug? I decided to quit coffee on the spot that day. Plastic, anything. Plastic wraps, plastic containers, plastic cooking utensils, plastic cutting boards. It is absolutely disgusting the amount of microplastic that goes into our body every single day. And when we do a research about that and what it can do to our body, it is very overwhelming. So it is challenging to limit plastic in our life because there is plastic in everything, but we do our best to limit plastic in our kitchen because it goes directly into our body when we eat. And so for plastic wrap, we haven't used that in forever. I feel like it's very wasteful because I could put that in a container instead. We don't use plastic containers anymore since we were able to replace those, and then we replace them with glass containers, plastic cooking utensils. We did not need to wait until we needed to replace those. We just replaced those because we cook with that, and then the heat and the just disgusting stuff. And so we use silicone, bamboo, and stainless steel for cooking utensils, and same thing for a cutting board. For the longest time, we had a bamboo cutting board for everything else, and then a plastic cutting board for a meat because there was no other options. And then realized that I could have just used two different bamboo cutting boards. And so, because every time we cut on the plastic, It goes into our foods. It is absolutely disgusting. And we are eating microplastic constantly. Microwave. Yes, I am one of those minimalists who do not own a microwave. Not because I don't want to have it or that I don't find value in it. I do find value in it. It is very convenient and very productive. And that is awesome. But then when we started looking into all of the not great things about microwave, it started really working my mind around all of that. And I was like, okay, so I remember when I was a child, my parents would tell me, do not stand in front of a microwave because of all these radiation. Things have not changed. And so I started looking into all the EMF exposure that we have. And we have already enough EMF exposures with our phones and our Wi Fi and our AirPods and all these things that I don't need more exposures. And then we had gotten rid of our microwave and started reheating all of our stuff on the stove. And it was just fine. Condiments. When we were in the Whole30 Reset program, we didn't have any ketchup or soy sauce or hot sauce or any of that. And so when it was time to reintroduce it, we realized that we really enjoy the taste of the actual food that we were having. And so we didn't find the need in rebuying any condiments. And right now, if anything, if I really wanted ketchup, I probably would be making my own. So then I know what's in it and it's not full of sugar. Non-stick cookware, that is absolutely full of chemicals because of Teflon. And we would rather have a stainless steel pot or pan and a cast iron pan. Aluminum deodorant because it is full of aluminum. So a few years ago, I had made the switch to natural deodorant. I was on this zero waste journey, and not that I so care about the environment. I just really like the minimalistic aspect of zero waste, and so I just had looked into that a little bit more. We had tried a few things that didn't stick, and there are some other habits that we had picked up, and we had really liked that, and so we still do those things today. And one of them is natural deodorant because realize how much better it is for our bodies to have natural deodorant. So I really like unscented. It's a sensitive deodorant because I have eczema on my armpits for the longest time. And I just realized that I didn't really need deodorant. Because I don't sweat a lot. Even when I work out, I barely break a sweat. It is the weirdest thing, but I'm not complaining at all. So, I personally have a natural deodorant without baking soda and all these other things that can be harsh on sensitive skin still, even if it's natural, because just in case I want to use it one day, like on a very hot and humid day, I want to have that. But most days, I actually don't use a deodorant. Toxic skincare. We need to read our labels because even when they claim that it is super clean, it is not clean because of some ingredients. And so we need to learn our ingredients. We need to read our labels because it may be cleaner than the conventional skincare that is very popular, but it's still not the cleanest. Marketing is a powerful tool that we all fall for. And I know because I took marketing in university and it is so powerful. Toxic nail polish. A few years ago, I actually made a switch to a Canadian 21 free nail polish. And what that means is only that there is 21 less harmful ingredients to in the nail polish, but it's still not clean. It's just less toxic for our bodies, and it's been working great for me. And I just recently I felt that I didn't really want to have nail polish anymore, so I'm in the process of figuring all of that out. And to be continued, sunscreen. I know that's a very controversial one, but there's a lot of research out there that shows that we need to stop fearing the sun. And I personally don't use a lot of sunscreen. And even before my research, I just don't burn it. I know it's not about burning; it's about the UV rays and all of that. But I don't use sunscreen. And so, even before the research, but we do have a mineral sunscreen. The conventional sunscreen is full of chemicals. And when we look into mineral sunscreen, so zinc and there was another one that I don't remember, but there's two minerals that are great for sunscreen. And so we do have a mineral sunscreen for Micah and the girls conditioner. I know that is crazy. I had done this experiment and then realized that every time I would put conditioner, my hair would get greasier faster. And then I started looking into that and realized that the shampoo and conditioner market was back in the days, I think it's in 1990s or something like that, where it was just absolutely mind blowing. It doesn't make sense to me that shampoo strip out the oils out of my hair and conditioner puts it back in. So what's the point? Marketing is a powerful tool. And I'll tell you, it is absolutely crazy. And when we look into the whole market of the shampoo and conditioner, it is crazy. And we do still buy conditioner, but because I don't use it, I'm going to still leave it on my list. We buy it just because our oldest have curly hair, and we had gone without conditioner, and I thought it was going to be great, but it just, her hair looked crazy, and it just wasn't, like, curly hair is something else. All the smell good stuff. So perfume, fragrance, body sprays. Every time I smell something else that is not natural, I have an instant migraine. It is absolutely crazy. Hair dyes. I haven't dyed my hair since I was in high school or maybe college. Yeah, I just don't find the value in that yet anyway. and, and yeah, I like my hair the way that God created it. Scented candles and air fresheners. I totally get it. They smell so good. It is absolutely amazing, but it is full of chemicals. So I prefer just opening our windows, even in winter when it's minus 40 Celsius. It doesn't matter to me. I open the windows for a little bit, and then I get this smell going on. So I boil mandarin peels and it's a little bit of cinnamon, and it smells so good. Dry your sheets. I think we know they're full of chemicals. Synthetic fabrics. So nylons, polyester, and all of these synthetic fabrics. And when we had gone on a zero waste journey, we started realizing how all of these fabrics are not the best for us, and how things like wool and polyester and linen, organic cotton, all of these great things is so much better for our bodies. And when we think about it, our clothes are right on our body. And so it's very important for us to be mindful of those things. Plastic kids' toys. I think that we know at this point that I'm not a fan of plastic, but we do get some gifts, and we are very thankful every time. But we do not buy any plastic anything. They are not long lasting. They are full of microplastic in our bodies, and it's just, yeah, no plastic toys, non-natural cleaning products. So as a minimalist, I don't have 300 million cleaning products for the bathroom and then the kitchen and all of these things. And that's awesome if you do that and it works for you. But for me, it was just too much inventory, and it was not peaceful enough. And there's a bunch of stuff when one thing can clean everything. Good enough. When I realized about that is that when it says that it's eco-friendly or biodegradable, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's natural. And so there could be some chemicals still in there, not as bad as the other one because it's biodegradable, but it's still not natural. And so we're in the process of, well, actually, we already figured it out. We start cleaning our home with vinegar induced with citrus, and it's absolutely amazing. Like when we think about that, citrus and vinegar and what's it called? Baking soda and washing soda. Those things are so natural and so amazing, and amazing. Regular shoes. We are all about barefoot shoes in our family. And when we do the research, it is so much better for our spine and our alignment and our posture and just our body in general. And I have scoliosis, and I had neck pain for the longest time, like chronic neck pain, where I would go see the chiro every single week, every single month. And really, we do all of these things because of me. It's like I'm the problem. I have like IBS, I had scoliosis, and all these things. And then so I started into this rabbit hole of like finding solutions for me. And then our entire family changed because we realized how much healthier it is for us. But anyway, all of that to say is, since I've been wearing barefoot shoes, it must be like 2-3 years now, I have not gone back to the chiro. I have not had any neck pain or anything like that. It has been absolutely life changing. And I didn't drop all of these things overnight. It was very gradual. When I would hear about something, I would do some research about that. Mike and I would be talking about it, and then we'd do some more research. And then when it was I felt convicted that it was actually not great for our family, then I would let it go. And every time I let go, I felt this sense of peace and purpose in our home. And it was absolutely amazing. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be intentional. If you want to hear about what habits I quit doing, check the next video.